Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Monomyth Diaries, the podcast where ordinary people get to share their hero's journey. I'm Mandy.
And I'm Rachel, and we'll be your host. We'll discover powerful insights, critical moments of growth, and much more.
Thanks for joining us. We all have a monomyth to share, and someone out there needs to hear it. Welcome to the Monomyth Diaries, a take what you like and leave the rest podcast. This is a space where real people share inspiring stories of transformation. No advice, no experts, just connection, growth, and hope. Today, we were going to talk about goal setting, but we've decided to push that off a little bit because we were so excited about a Christmas miracle that you have recently had, and I saw it on Facebook.
Yeah. I post everything.
So we decided to change what we're doing because we have a little bit of follow-up from your monomyth. So before you became a co-host, you were a guest and shared your story. And one part of your story that you felt a little bit of shame and remorse was when your husband started praying for you, you wanted him to pray a particular way. And you felt really badly about that because, you know, you have a lot of experience in praying and he's relatively new. For people who haven't listened to those episodes, go back, listen to Rachel's episode number 1, episode number 2, and listen to a previous miracle. Go back and listen to those. You'll be able to connect the dots a little bit. But your husband was recently saved.
Yes, he was last year.
Yes. And he started praying, but you accidentally threw a little monkey wrench in that and he got a little nervous because you had said you wished he'd prayed certain way and he wasn't, and then he was a little shy and didn't want to do it again, but he's come around full circle.
He really has. Just to back up just a little bit, so my husband was saved about a year ago, and one of the things that I needed from him was to pray for me every night. Just pray over me. That's one of my biggest things. One of the only things I was asking of him as we were repairing our marriage is to please pray for me every night, because with prayer and with God being the center of our marriage, that we were going to be able to work through. He's new in Christ. I was asking him to do that for me, and he started to pray for me. And every night he was like, Lord, bless my wife, Rachel this and Rachel that. That's what it felt like. My wife this and my wife needs you and my wife. And I just kind of said one day to him, hey, honey, I really appreciate that you're praying for us. I love that so much, but why don't you ever pray for yourself? Like, please, Lord, help me be a good husband, or help me lead more godly. I was out of place. I should have never done that, because he was at least praying for us. That's something that I imagined him doing it someday, but I kind of resorted to the fact that probably would never happen, because that's just not where he was in life. And it's not what he was into, was God and praying and doing all those things. So for him to start praying for me and me to do that to him, it made him kind of go back into a shell. He stopped praying for me. And so a couple of weeks actually had gone by, and I was like, how come you're not praying for me anymore? I told you I needed this. In order for us to move forward in our marriage, that's where I feel safe, is when I have my husband praying over me. And he explained to me that he stopped praying because, I was telling him how to pray, and now he feels uncomfortable because he was already new in his prayer life. And
he's feeling judged.
Yes, he's feeling judged. He's feeling like, okay, I'm doing this thing that makes me really nervous. And you could tell he was really nervous because he always has to warm up to it. He starts rubbing my shoulders and before we go to sleep. And then when he does, I'm over here saying, well, you need to pray like this and pray differently. So he said he stopped praying because he just feels uncomfortable. He doesn't feel confident. He's not a prayer like I am. I've been praying for a long time. And I can say all
your whole life?
Yeah, my whole life, really, since I was a kid, because I was raised in church. So it made me feel so guilty. Like, oh my gosh, who do I think I am? Like, my God, it's just being grateful for the small steps actually it's a big step he's taking.
Life-changing. I just want to commend you too for your accountability.
Yeah.
That this caused, him to not want to do it anymore.
Yeah,
so
it really did. It was something I was needing, and then he was giving it to me, and now it's not good enough.
Yeah, that's yucky.
You know what I mean?
It doesn't feel yucky. And I can tell you, as a new believer myself, this is very, very new for my husband and I as well. So I understand what that feels like, to be called out to pray in front of everybody. It's very uncomfortable. So I've been told it's just a conversation. There's no right or wrong. Yeah. And I'm sure that's probably what he thought too. Oh, don't cry.
Yes. No, it's true though. That's the deal, is that there isn't any right or wrong. And so what if he's praying over me? Like, good for him. I needed the prayer. We had come through a really hard time in our marriage. I was lost. I should have not asked for more than that, but I did. Since that time, he's kind of little by little, kind of every now and then praying for me. And I haven't said anything to him. I just let him pray for me when he wants to pray. It's not always an everyday thing. I would want it to be every day, but I understood that I had come through saying, why aren't you praying for this and that? So now he's got to get back into doing it again. So the other day, a package just comes in the mail, and I'm on the bed, he throws it at me like, here, I got you something, because he told me he had a surprise coming for me before Christmas surprise coming. And I love that he knows that was going to be so important to me, right? That this book was going to be so important. And so he throws it at me and I open it up and it says 101 prayers for Mr. and Mrs.
Side note, Stephanie, who has also been on the podcast, 3 of us are very good friends.
Yes.
And she had recommended a book.
An affirmation book in the morning.
It's for husbands and wives or couples to read together.
Yeah, so we have that book that we read every morning, and he's very good about reading it every morning to me, and I love it so much. And then now I'm getting this book. It's by the same people, too, and it looks exactly almost the same. But this one's 101 prayers for Mr. and Mrs. And I was like, what is this? And he's like, well, babe, I'm really learning how to pray. I feel like I'm repeating myself every time I pray. I'm saying the same thing. So I'm going to use this book and I'm going to pray with this book every night. That way I could pray better. And, and I'm like, well, babe, you don't need to pray better. You're fine. Yeah. He's like, no, I just want to be able to pray more confidently. And I think this book is going to teach me how to do that. And I'm just looking at him and I'm like, you know the look. I'm like, you are, I can't, hey, this is how we are in our marriage. I'm like, babe, you are so hot. I did. I'm like, to me, it's
very attractive.
It's a very attractive thing for a man to take on that responsibility. That's a big responsibility. It's one of the most beautiful responsibilities a man can take on. Take on nothing else.
Yes.
Pray for me, be a praying husband, lead me spiritually, and God will do the rest. Then he says, also, babe, I'd like for us to get a little box that we can put in our living room. That way when our kids come, they can drop a little prayer in there, whatever's going on in their life, and we can take those out every night and we have those to pray over too.
That's a great idea.
I was like, are you thinking about that? Are you sitting around thinking about these things? Like, that is, listen, I never, ever, ever thought it would ever happen that I would see this man I'm seeing today. He was always a good man. I mean, he really was, but man, he's just amazing and I love him so much. And I'm so grateful that it feels like finally he's listening to me. So this is what we're doing now. Ever since he got the book, he's been using the prayers. And I was telling Mandy this morning on my way here, I was telling her how he prayed over us and it just made me want to get snuggly and get close. I couldn't be close enough to him. Like I wanted our bodies to touch. And if it didn't, I'd reach over and touch him in the middle of the night. I wanted to be that connected with him, which was a space we weren't in just a little over a year ago,
It's safety. It makes you feel safe.
Oh, it does. Yeah. And even though things can go wrong in marriage, even when you're a Christian, even if you're doing it right or whatever right is, whatever your right is for your life and your family, things can still go wrong, but it makes it feel more right and more workable when you have God in the center of things. Because I'm seeing this transformation on both of our parts. I have a long way to go myself. I mean, I walked far away from the Lord for a good 2 years. I was mad and angry and all those things. So my husband, the person I was so angry at, is the one that's bringing me back to God. It's so amazing. And I'm so incredibly proud of him. I know he's going to be watching this. And so if it's okay for me to say, I just want to tell you, honey, I love you. And I'm so proud of you. Thank you for loving me so beautifully. I love it.
And I am so happy for the both of you.
Yeah, thank you.
That's amazing. Webb and I are going through something very, very similar. Yeah. This is brand new for both of us. My husband started doing the same thing. He started praying for us. And like you said, it's not consistent, but it's more often than it ever has been.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, one morning when we were getting ready, we both work out in the mornings.
Yeah.
At 5 o'clock in the morning. He works out with a group called F3 and I work out with F4, which we've talked about on the show a ton, both faith-based workout groups. And he pauses in the morning and says, do you have time so that I can pray over you before we walk out the door?
I love that
and
so much.
Have no idea what he said because I cried through the whole thing.
Yeah, because it's so emotional.
It is emotional. It's a big change for us, and it feels right to put God in the middle of everything. I was telling my pastor the other day about this experience, and he's like, I got chill bumps just listening to this story. But Christmas miracles all the way around for you and I.
For sure. And it's so crazy how it's kind of happening for us at the same time too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Our friendship has just been so it feels like we're on the sync. We're syncing together on a bunch of different things at the same time. Well, all three of us, me, you, and Stephanie, like a trio here, like all going through the same thing at the same time. It's like a revolution going on of husbands leading their wives, where our husbands are taking that stance. They're soldiering up for their families. And I think that's really cool.
It is. I think there is a movement.
Yes.
A Christian movement for men to become leaders again.
Yeah.
I know I've given Josh Howerton a shout out before. I love his podcast, the Live Free podcast. And they just recently had an episode where they talked about the movement of Christian men.
It's happening.
To become leaders again. We've had this lull of men being afraid to be leaders.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is the way that media portrays men these days and so forth. I don't know. You go back and listen to the Josh Howerton podcast about that, but he talks about why that's happened and how we're seeing this turnaround of men coming back to becoming the leaders. Well, we are coming into the end of 2025.
Yes.
And we will definitely talk about goals at another time.
Yes.
If you have a Christmas miracle, we would love for you to write in and share it. We hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas
Merry
and a
Christmas,
Happy New
guys.
Year. Yeah, and we're looking forward to January 2026.
We can't do without you guys, so thank you.
Thanks for joining us on the Monomyth Diaries. If this episode resonates with you or someone you know, we'd love for you to share it and spread the inspiration.
Don't forget to follow us wherever you get your podcasts or on YouTube to stay connected.
We'd appreciate if you could take a moment and rate and review the podcast. It helps us reach more people with stories of transformation and growth.
You can visit us at monomythdiaries.com or text us directly from the show notes to reach out and keep the conversations going.
Until next time, heroes, let's journey together through our monomyths.